Hey guys, before I begin the video, I just want to apologize in advance for my really bad Deckard Cain impression. Hope you enjoy. There once was a man named Cain who set you on a campaign. I wanted to play till I had to pay. Diablo Immortal is such a shame. Oh my god, it's so bad. Hey guys, James here again, and today I just want to make a quick video on Diablo Immortal, which recently came into open beta with a PC port. For those unaware, Diablo is a dungeon crawler action RPG franchise which traditionally has been pretty well regarded by the gaming community, with the original and Diablo 2 recognized as some of the best games of all time. However, one fateful evening, an announcement came that would shake fan confidence in the series and Blizzard as a whole.
Current plan is to be on mobile, both Android and iOS. We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah. During BlizzCon 2018, Diablo Immortal was announced as a mobile spin-off of the long-running franchise, and the announcement was not particularly well received by those in attendance or across the internet. Now, it's 2022, and Diablo Immortal is finally available to the public, and it's pretty much exactly what you expected. Now, I think there's been enough videos made recently about the drama surrounding how much it costs to fully level a character, with estimates being around $100,000 just for one character. So for this video, I'm actually going to try to avoid talking about the pay-to-win aspects of the game, and rather focus on the game itself, and why I think you probably shouldn't bother playing it. And before I dive into it, full discretion, I primarily played the game on PC, so my view of it might be a little bit skewed, and maybe even unfair considering that the game is meant for mobile. I did try it on my phone a bit though, just to see how it feels. Now honestly, I have to admit, Diablo Immortal isn't that bad for a mobile game. In fact, on the spectrum of mobile games, I'd probably say it's a pretty good game that does exactly what it sets out to do, and that is create a Diablo experience on your phone. And for the most part, Immortal is actually pretty well done. There's a pretty good, although maybe cliche story you go through which takes you to different environments, and for the most part, those environments look really solid. There's almost full voice acting, which was really nice to see. There's some really cool and impressive moments, like the skeleton guy who's stuck under the floor itching to get at you. And overall, they do a really good job of delivering a very simplified Diablo experience to the mobile market, with very streamlined controls and missions. I also like the idea of the Elder and Challenge rifts, which basically act as repeatable dungeons for you to return to. There are some pretty clear issues with the game though. First, I'm not so sure I agree with their choice to make it an MMO. In Immortal, you almost never traverse the overworld alone, and you'll run into other players who might be running around town and even attempting the same quests as you. I just found that this made things feel quite cluttered, and it can be quite immersion breaking, although a bit amusing, to see dudes fighting invisible enemies that they might have specific to their quest. It can also be a bit annoying when you're attacking something and some other dude swings in just to get the last hit. Thankfully, dungeons seem to be private though, with only you and any other party members you choose to bring in. I think another thing which is just an unfortunate reality of mobile games is how annoying they can be to play. Here, I'm really referring to how mobile games feel the need to constantly give you notifications like, hey, click here to level up your battle pass. Hey, click here to collect some progression rewards. Hey, click here to craft a thing. Click here to buy a bundle. Click here to buy a cosmetic. And while on mobile this feels far more expected and natural, it becomes really noticeable and annoying to constantly have to deal with notifications that your OCD just won't let you leave unread. I don't actually have that much of an issue with the game having these types of mechanics, but I'm just not sure I need an extra hit of dopamine just for doing things I was already supposed to do and get rewarded for. Then, perhaps my biggest issue with the game is actually a gripe with the Diablo franchise and action RPG genre as a whole. Personally, I just feel like the quests and enemy designs feel really old school and outdated. While there are actually quite a variety of enemies in the game, including some pretty interesting boss encounters, I can't help but feel like the overwhelming majority of enemies feel the exact same to fight. Rather than having any real depth in the action, it can really just feel like a mindless clickfest, especially since you'll often have a lot of things going on the screen at once. The quest design is also just pretty uninspired. Pretty much every quest is talk to this guy, then talk to this other guy who's next door, then go to some area where you fight enemies, fight people, fight some more people, fight a boss, go back and talk to people, and rinse and repeat. There are actually some quests that have some pretty unique aspects to them, but I don't know, it just feels like the Diablo formula hasn't really made any changes in years, and while I can appreciate the streamlined quests for a mobile game, I ultimately feel like there just isn't that much actually interesting going on in these missions. Eventually the game also just stops giving you real quests and you reach a point where your next objective is just to level up so that you can play the next dungeon, and maybe it's just me, but I think that tells you everything you need to know about the game. There are also some minor gripes like this weird bug that seems to occur after cutscenes where my character will start moving on their own. Sometimes I randomly stop being able to attack or move. Clicking into portals and different objects can be finicky and really precise. There's also just a severe lack of options for PC players as a whole. Ultimately, I just couldn't help but feel like Diablo Immortal was a game I was forcing myself to play just so I could talk about it. I think it's pretty clear that Immortal was meant to be a mobile game and a means of peddling cosmetics and gems at you. While I do think it's actually not a bad game, my overall impression is just that, it's alright. I'm just not really sure it's worth your time, especially on PC. If you're looking for a light Diablo experience on your phone, then by all means, I think Immortal will be able to scratch that itch and scratch it pretty well, but on PC, I personally feel like there's zero reason to play this over the other Diablo games or Diablo clones out there. But hey, that's just me. Let me know down below what you think. Have you tried Diablo Immortal and what'd you think of the game? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. And of course, if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do consider hitting that like and subscribe button to help out the channel. And as usual, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.